something about Sportsters Sundays and a pint of Guinness. Well, I've added the pint of Guinness on, but I fancy that because we're in the high 20s today, and it's a beautiful day to ride. Again, not going far today. Obviously we're out on the 48, but I need to wet my mouth. Currently going through Hyde, and we're going to go up to a little pub with a view, find myself a pint of Guinness and do a little circular run, just to not only whet my appetite, but whet my appetite for riding and get that in this week before the work week starts again next week. But the Sportster has been a stable mate of mine since day one on the channel, and it's just one of those bikes I have toyed with selling, toyed with moving on, and I just can't do it because every time I go in the garage or I start it up and go for a ride, you fall in love with the thing again. And that's the thing with the Sporty, and there's so many people in our Sportster group, Sportster Sickness, that I've got rid of the Sporties but bought another one back a couple of years later because they missed it. They've gone for a bigger bike, a bigger Harley, but they've missed the versatility of the Sportster. So that's what it's all about, is the versatility, because there's no two bikes the same, and that's what it's all about with bikes. You've got Honda enthusiasts, Suzuki enthusiasts, Yamaha enthusiasts and the Harley enthusiasts, and we've all got that affinity with the classic model of whatever particular year, or was one that they had when he was a kid and whatnot. And I think that's one thing with the Sportster, is it's one of those things you can just leave in your garage for years and years to come, jump on it whenever you feel like it. Doesn't have to be every day. Some people do use them as a daily, but it's there to enjoy when you need it, and that's how it's becoming with me, because the Pan America has been taken over on the long distance tours for obvious reasons. It's a brilliant bike to tour with. Currently the Pan Am's fork seals are leaking, so it's giving me a chance to get out on the 48 and enjoy this bike, especially while the weather's great as well, because obviously I'm trying not to ride the 48 in the bad weather these days, because it's something I want to look after. So I was just heading up Joel Lane to Werneth Low, and I head along Werneth Low because you get some fantastic views across into Manchester. And then I'll head over the Derbyshire side then to finish off my little loop for today. But I'm just enjoying these little loop rides, local rides, without having to worry about getting back from some distance rides today. This is the thing with the 48, and I've softened the suspension up because when I went out last week it was lifting me off the seat on some of the potholes, jumping right off when I hit down, so I've softened it to try and cushion the rear suspension, and for some reason it actually feels a bit more bouncy, so I might have to harden it back up. I've changed the rate on the progressives as well, softened that up. Let's just go over this speed bump. Yeah, it's a little bit too anxious there as you're going, so I might wind that rear shock back up, because it's been so cloudless as well the last, well, I'd say couple of weeks. You don't often get that clear view of Manchester city centre. You see the skyscrapers. I know I've been up here before, folks, but it's just a cracking place. We'll take a walk over and get a look at that in a bit, but so this is a Sportster life, folks. Sunshine, out on the 48, and a pint of Guinness. Mission completed. So
So the idea next, jump on the bike. We'll go and show you the view over into Manchester a bit, because it's lovely and clear. It's rare you get it like that. And then take the back roads back in a circular loop back home. So not far today, just a great chance to get out on the bike and enjoy a little bit of UK sunshine for once. Folks, so this is the view across into Manchester from the Hare and Hounds pub on Worneth Low. Brilliant, what a day for it. You do not normally get it this clear. So right in front, I'm just going to zoom in the camera now. There is city centre Manchester. See how close we can get. From all the way back here. Brilliant. And then you can never mistake, see if we can zoom in, IKEA. It's on a Galaxy S25 Ultra, by the way. Brilliant, so that's it, and the Hare and Hounds. Cracking little place to enjoy a pint out in the sunshine. So we're going to head down off the hill now towards Marple and do a little circular. Let's get back on the bike. Well, that was a nice little stop. I enjoyed my pint of Guinness at the Hare and Hounds. Beautiful day. What more do you want? So I was going to go right and then up to the top of the low, but I think we'll head along the ridge instead. Get the last view of Manchester over on the right hand side. Nice when people have a little bit of common sense. We're down from Worneth Low. Just got to be careful on here as much as you want to thrash it. The cars are always on whatever side of the road they feel like it. And at the bottom of here, we parked a couple of years ago, I think it was on the 48 then, you've got the lakes to the left hand side, but it's always busy. But yeah, the 48 is just one of those bikes that you can't fail to just enjoy your rides. And I think, you know, I still do know people that do tour on them. There is better bikes obviously out there for it, which is what I use now, but I absolutely love just thrashing around these local roads, the sunshine, just enjoying the wind in my hair. I mean, going down to Midlands with a camping gear is going to be the longest journey it's done for a while. Might just drop the oil and give it a little bit of a birthday before then. But priority is getting the Pan Am sorted, ready for the islands. We're going back to the Isle of Mull. A couple of years since I went there with Stuart.
on his Benelli. So the same team as what went to the Outer Hebrides. So if you enjoyed watching that series, but we've got Sportsman John coming on his Sportster, so we've got 2 Sportsters going back to the Isle of Mull, so looking forward to that. So Mull, Iona, and then into the Highlands, middle of June, not far off. All in all, I think it's 7 years I've owned the Sportster. She's been a complete reliable bike, apart from your wear parts, brakes, tyres and whatnot. And coming up to 16,000 miles, so I've got 17,000 on the Pan Am, 16,000 on the Sportster. So I've actually done more on the Pan Am for obvious reasons. Takes the distance well. Just a little bit frustrated now with these cars, because these bends ahead are really good fun. I've heard the Derbyshire Constabulary are out in force while the weather's nice now, targeting bikers, so be careful out there on them roads. I think I just scraped my bottom off my boot then. Not far anyway before my little pull-in. Which is here anyway. I'm not going to do the circular route through back to New Mills on here. Quiet lane, that. And a little bit of a sunspot here. The Harley-Davidson Sportster. She ages like a fine wine. Sound like Freddie Dobbs now, don't I? The only thing I haven't got on is the chinos. But yes, my Sportster for 7 years has been the stablemate for me. It's been reliable, it's been a great bike, but lately sort of retired to the shorter journeys. That's not going to say we're going to take it a little bit further down the line. As I mentioned earlier, we are going to take it on a run very, very shortly. People do tour from north to south coast with them. I have done years ago. This has been to the tip of Scotland, to the south coast, and it's been great on that journey. But as the legs get older, you want something a little bit more comfortable. But this thing around town is just unbeatable for a little bit of fun in the sunshine, round the twisties. You can't beat it. So if you're thinking about getting yourself a Sportster, just go ahead and do it. You won't regret it. Here in the UK, we've over 11,000 members in Sportster Sickness, which I help to run the Northwest group. And we're trying to be active and encourage people to get more and more meetings together. And it's just a chance for people to get together, show off the bikes and talk bikes and modifications. And that's what it's all about. And as I said earlier, there's no 2 Sportsters the same. And that's the beauty about these bikes. We're going to jump back on now and do a few of these twisties on this road and head back, because I've really enjoyed today's little run out, especially my pint of Guinness. Can't beat the sound of an Evo. Let's go, folks. I love this stretch of road. It's only short, but it's sweet. The only problem is, like I said, I was trying to give a gap ahead, so these guys didn't spoil my little ride. That's better. Adverse camber. We like them. A lot better for grip. So we're heading off in at the village of Broadbottom now. I think we'll be calling today's proceedings the end. Limefield is what it's called. So there's a bike show there soon, so we'll be heading down to that. So thanks for coming on today's little ride. Hope you've enjoyed watching, especially my pint of Guinness. And remember, if you're watching it for Sportster reasons and you haven't got one, buy one. So much fun. But on that note, again, thanks for watching, folks. If this is your first time watching ALCHEMOTO, please do hit that subscribe button. Please like, share and comment if you dare. But until the next time, I'll be seeing you later. I'm signing out.